Hi everyone, I'm back to farming more eggs because I want more eggs so that I can make the biochambers. Because I need the biochambers to get nutrients and mulch and whatever it is that they make. And all of that to hopefully get more power. Oh no, I might have taken off more than I can chew though. Yeah. Let's see if we can kill these guys. This large, or I guess it's just a small. Does that mean there's bigger ones? But we'll kill this pentapod thingy. Oh boy. Slow it down and poison it maybe. But I'm obviously still having a power issue, but I'm beginning to learn a couple of the mechanics on this map. So that's better than I've been, at least maybe the last 2 episodes or so. Oh, a cove. Out of ammo, so I'm gonna have to use the uranium ammo I have. And I just haven't had any ability to do like any mining or really any busts or automation of anything because I just haven't had the power to do so yet. So I really need to get things moving. Let's see. I'm gonna let that guy live, although I've got 12 on me. I haven't used enough of the other ones every time I've taken back eggs, so I'm just going to stick with the 12 that I have on me. I guess if I don't use them, they'll turn into the premature wriggler pentapods anyway, so I don't want to have too many of them, since they'll spoil and make that. But I'll get back to base, see if I can make enough nutrients to give me more ability to make the biochambers. Because I need to figure out how do I make more nutrients. Because the problem with this is you need nutrients to make nutrients, and I don't like that. So we'll put what little I have in there. And then I want to see if there's got to be a better way, like a cheaper way to make nutrients. And I feel like it's going to be using the Yumiko mash to make it. But the problem is I don't have enough resources to make another biochamber, but maybe that will be fixed now that I have the iron plate. Can I make another one? No, because I need more spoilage. Okay, I'm gonna steal spoilage from there, quickly make that, and then hopefully get more nutrients getting produced, since that's kind of the goal of today's episode, I think. And then hopefully once I can get more consistent production of nutrients, we can get this working more consistently and therefore get power more consistently, and then finally work on building the base. All right, another biochamber made. Let's see, we can use the mash to make, although this requires more nutrients too. I just don't really have a way to get this consistently up. This reminds me of the very early Factorio days where I had no idea what I was doing. So, do I have any mash? Let's request the mash. Okay, so here's my theory. My theory is that if I jumpstart this with mash and the little nutrients I have, it will then create more nutrients. The nutrients will feed into this, will create more spoilage and nutrients that will continue the mash loop cycle here. Also, eventually getting more spoilage that is going into carbon. We'll figure out how we get this one, the nutrients, later on, but let's try this little cycle here first. Let's see if we can just jump start this thing. Okay. That worked. Except this expires. Okay, what if I just copy... Oh, not... Whoops. Don't move, just copy. Copy that. Copy that. Okay. This little system works. But now I'm out of more nutrients. It's like I need to steal the nutrients for myself. What if I have it go in a little circle, I wonder? Let's move this. Like that. And we'll steal it like this. Alright. Now I have too much. Okay, but at least it's working. Now let's do an even broader circle to feed the nutrients into the carbon. Oh, except... Oh, it's spoiling on the system. Okay, that's not good. So what we could do then is filter out the spoilage. So that way if it spoils... Yes, okay. I'm just trying to understand these mechanics before I commit to any type of build. Because once I understand it, then I can start to improve on it. So if we then have the spoilage, you know, get output here, it can go into the passive provider box. Then the bots can figure out where it needs to go. Although it would also be kind of cool to have the spoilage go on here as well. Okay, now I'm missing the Yumikos. Okay, I've at least got a system for how to keep these running. So that's better than nothing. I've got a Yumiko seed, and I'm figuring out I can plant the seeds over here. I think. I'm just kind of clicking them down willy-nilly. Oh, here's 2 of them. Oh, here's even more. I need more seeds to go in here, though, because I've just been planting the seeds by hand instead of planting them in the agricultural towers. But I'll grab those. Do I have any seeds? No. But I'll go back, add to the mash cycle, and at least this can start to work more efficiently. I no longer want the Yumikos to go in there directly. So we just need the carbon. So we need basically nutrients to work. And then we'll have a better source of power at that point. Okay, so I've got a tentative plan. Let's make more nutrients in the pocket. We'll jumpstart this again. I feel like I'm jumping a car or something, like just getting barely enough resources to kickstart everything. Nutrients will go in there. We've got the mash that I probably don't want to go in there now that we have the mash feeding. Oh, and this is wrong. We just want this inserter to be the spoilage there. So spoilage there. How come this was not jump started? Oh, okay. Let's do that. All right. I think we've got an official spoilage cycle now. The question is, how do I keep it running? I do need a box for the seeds, it looks like. So, seed box. Let's use a filter here real quick. Like that. Get that back up. Okay. And now we have seeds. And now we have fuel. And that means this is going to begin working more regularly. Now, of course, I can add some smarts to it, make it so that we only output this if, you know, this is needing it and that type of thing. But I don't know that I can be that fancy quite yet. Now we can delete that because we have the nutrients coming from there. Now we have more consistent carbon. Okay. This is running as long as we have nutrients. Good. Okay, cool. I think we are out of the woods. So now that I've got this little spoilage nutrient cycle going on, I can start getting better production of things. That in particular, we need the better production of iron plate. So I will get a little box down here at the end. In fact, I'm going to be fancy and make the tiniest little bus that there's ever been. We'll have an inserter. Just drop it off right there. Ooh, artificial soil has finished. I didn't even know I was working towards that, but I guess it came from crafting 500 nutrients. That means I'm one step closer to the agricultural science pack. But before we can do that, we need bacteria cultivation. Don't even know what that is yet. Of course, bioflux processing comes from crafting 25 bioflux. I'm still a ways away from obviously any of those things. But we'll add in the Roboport here, add a couple things for power, so that way I can get... Oh, crap. I need to start looking at that in my inventory. Okay, so now that we can get some supply of iron plate coming in, let's do the same thing for copper. We'll just extend the bus there for now. We won't do like a real bus quite yet. Then we can do the same thing for steel. And do some quality of life things. And heck, maybe I'll even be lucky enough to get production of belts, which seems like quite the luxury at this point. All right, we've got steel, iron plate, copper plate. Good. We've got concrete. I should get gear wheels getting produced because I don't have that. I'm going to steal from here and just have these go into passive provider box for now just to get the very basic production of gear wheels. And then the next thing we'll produce after that, I think, will be the green circuits because I've been building all of those in my pocket. But let's just have one machine for now since I am super, super poor. And we'll have this go into a passive provider box, cap this off also at 5 stacks like that. And at least I've got better production. Now can I make a couple more things? I can make more agricultural towers. I cannot make more biochambers because I have now run out again of the pods. I'm now assuming there's a way to farm the pods. Dare I find out? Let's see, is this working? Okay, good. The system hasn't clogged yet, so that means it's still working. And how is power? Power's doing okay. Let me just make a couple more steam turbines attached here like that, because I think at the very least it can support 4. I probably should find out how many one of these can support. In fact, I'm just gonna make one more here since I've got the heat exchanger there anyway. Let's figure out if we can get better production or automation of the Yamako seeds so that we can get the Yamako mash, since that's really what is making my factory work at this point. Alright, so seeds there. I'm going to put the other seeds in that one. So these will... Oh! They plant them! That's cool. I'm going to... Can I put a Roboport here? I know that's kind of a decently long way to travel, but if I could have the bots just like putting in the seeds for me, then we'd be even better at automating this. So can I put... I don't really have a lot of room. I can put that there. And another one here. Can I do a long-handed inserter? No, I'm on wetland. But I can put it there instead. Okay. So I'm going to request, I guess, the seeds here. We'll request Yamako seeds. We'll request, I guess... Ooh, let's do 3 since it has 3 slots. We'll copy that there and there. How's power now? Oh, power's bad again. Not sure why it's bad again. Oh, it broke. My foolproof system broke. I am officially out of the Yamakos, it looks like. Yeah. So, I need to farm more Yamakos. Do I have any saved up in here? I do. So now what we can do, I think, not that I have any room for it, is make another passive provider box in my pocket, and we'll have the Yamako get output here. Then the bots will pick up the Yamaka. Then I think we'll have maybe an unbreakable nutrient spoilage fuel system. Maybe. Except I don't have room. So we're going to put that passive provider box there instead. Like that. And then I don't want these to spoil, so I want to keep it in its tower thingy for... Let's see, does it spoil if it's in it? I'm not sure. Ooh. And these harvest pretty quickly. Obviously, it would be harvesting much quicker if I had power at full potential. But these sprout quickly is what I was meaning to say. Okay. Now that I kind of know that's what I need to do, let me see if I can farm a little bit more Yamako by hand. There's some more fertile land for it over here. Get as much of this as possible. And then while I'm out here, I might as well farm a couple more pentapod eggs. And I don't want to use up my uranium ammo because it's so precious. But I will just let my mech armor just kill this stuff. Alright, I've got 9 new pentapod eggs. Let's see if I can maybe make more biochambers and agricultural towers. But I think that's the name of the game for the moment. I just need to rinse and repeat the system, get the Yamako, get the mash, get the seeds, get the nutrients, get the spoilage. This should all just kind of do a cycle at that point. All of this system all to get basically fuel to power the base to eventually make more products and automation, which we'll get into for future episodes. So let's call it here. I'm getting the hang of it a little bit. Just big learning curve on this planet as I'm figuring out, and as I'm sure you guys already know and have been yelling at me multiple times through your screen. But thank you guys for joining me for the ride, and I'll see you soon for the next one.